Time to talk personal finance with Charles Fakroha. He will be taking us through investment basics. Thank you for joining us this Monday morning, Charles.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
So let's talk investment basics. I know you've always emphasized and harped on the need for investment and saving, especially for the rainy days. But let's talk about the basics.
Yes. If you look at today, the weather has changed. We are even in the
quite
Harmattan
misty,
season.
yeah.
Yes, and which tells us that we should not be carried away with the festive period. We should understand the purpose of that period. And that takes us to your question, investment basis. We've been talking investment, savings, so many things, and not even delve into spirituality and all that. But we need to understand the basis of investment. And it's as simple as anything, the basis of investment. But we have seen therapists, analysts who try to make it look so mysterious and difficult. Any investment that you cannot explain, your clients cannot understand, and it's not an investment for them. You should be able to understand any investment you are going into. But the basis of investment are just basically three. We have savings, we have investing, then you also have speculating.
Okay.
But let's take savings for example now. You save, keep your money in an investment vehicle that is relatively risk-free. It's not 100% risk-free, but the return is not as fantastic. But your main purpose here is safety of those your savings. That is savings.
Okay.
Now, we always advise that you should have in your savings account, which is different from your investment account, which is also different from your current account. You have in that account minimum 6 months of your expenses.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the advice we'll give. The next item there is
So
investing.
quickly
Yes.
to chip in, would that amount to the emergency fund stashed?
Exactly,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. Then investing. You are investing, putting your money in an investment vehicle that will give you some returns, and of course, it is associated with some level of risks because every investment has risks. Every investment has risks.
Okay.
So, the money is not 100% safe there, but your level of return is a little bit higher compared to that of savings. Then the next item is speculating.
Okay.
And that's what most people want us to believe. That's when you are doing investment. There are two different things. You can't tell the woman who fry akara at the roadside to come and do speculating. Buy this share in 1 month, sell it, buy this one. But she doesn't have that capacity. Even some of the so-called middle-class persons might not even be able to afford it because you cannot monitor the markets. So you can see speculating it's not that it's dangerous, but you must have some little bit of knowledge of what you are doing. When you enter into the market, when you exit, when to come back, you need to understand some of the basic things the companies are doing. That is if you are investing in the stock market.
Okay.
That is speculating. But savings usually comes first.
Okay.
So for any beginner, any therapy we are doing, it is that savings culture that we want to promote first of all. Once the person has cultivated that savings culture, then the person will be ready to invest. Now, in the past, we used to say, okay, take from your savings and invest. No. Like you have said, your savings should serve as your emergency fund.
Okay.
You should just leave it there, let it be earning little interest for you. Then you can now start your investment.
Okay. If that's the case, I mean, if the savings account is different and you're not meant to dip your hands into it to invest, which was the advice before.
Yes.
How much can you then ascertain that will be necessary or needed for you to go into a particular investment? I'm asking because it's before the act was, or the habit was, you've probably saved up to 200,000, then probably there's an investment of 150 you now take out of it. But right now, if you're not touching that, how can you calculate how much you need per time, considering that the market is also volatile?
Yes, we're assuming that you are starting from the scratch.
Okay.
And you need to have a backup. Emergency can occur. So imagine if you have done 200,000 in that emergency, and you see an investment of 150,000 according to you, and you take funds from there and you go and do that investment. Of course, you know that you're not getting returns immediately. If an emergency now occurs, what happens? You can't liquidate that your 150,000 you have invested, and your emergency cannot take your few. You are in the problem.
Okay.
So we have come to see that and say, no, let that your emergency fund remains there. Let it be yielding some form of interest for you while you now start off your investment. You can start, usually what we advise, your stock market investment, with as little as 5,000 naira. You can start, and gradually you build up.
On a monthly basis?
On a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, as it suits you.
Okay. So at what point is there an alarm? At what point do you know that, okay, this is not safe anymore?
What's not safe?
The investment.
Your investment. Okay. Yes. Even if, as an expert, you will not even know whether an investment is not safe or not. But there are safeguards that we use.
Okay.
One, you want to look at liquidity. This investment I'm going into, if there is an emergency, can I quickly recoup?
Okay.
Because it's very painful. You have your funds trapped somewhere. There's an emergency, it cannot even take care of you. So you look at liquidity. We also look at safety, which is what you have just asked. Safety comes in different form. You want to look at the persons you are investing with. There are two things. If they are incompetent, you will lose your investment. If they are not credible, they will steal your money.
So you have to do your background check.
Of course. You have to do that. And that's safety. It is your funds. If, take for example, my industry, you want to invest in the stock market, you need to do your own work. Know the stockbroker you are investing with. Know the company. Know whether they are still relevant, whether they are registered or not. What we have seen in the past, people are so busy. Some marketers just come to the office, they just sign certain forms, and you part away with money. And before we knew what, in fact, I had cause to ask somebody very close, do you know the name of your stockbroker? Do you know where the office is? So how are you going to trace such a thing? But thank God, once you know that you have invested now, with just your name, we can do what they call a global search, and they can know where your investments are.
Okay.
So regulators have taken care of it, and of course, with improving technology, that can be sorted out.
Okay, in wrapping up this discussion, you talked about the third aspect, which has to do with speculation.
Speculation.
Now, you know, for example, we know the market, sometimes it's difficult to read even for experts. So at what point do you think that, you know, people can, should I say, learn the craft of speculating so that they can safeguard their investments? It's a continuation of what she asked.
Yes, I will not recommend speculation for beginners.
Okay.
Yes, and maybe somebody who is approaching retirement age, I will not recommend speculating.
Okay.
But yes, for young persons, okay, fine. Anyway, your risk appetite, risk tolerance differ from person to person.
Exactly.
So, but on the general note, speculating, like I said, it's not that it's bad, but are you willing to take the risks?
All right, we'll just have to wrap it up there because we're pressed for time. But thank you so much, Alfa, for always enlightening us, especially in the financial world. Let's wrap it up with a quote of the day, and that is by Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Yeah, it's apt. There would always be setbacks. You just have to keep going.
I will leave you with all the courage you need to run through the rest of the day. My name is Omobola Liadeshimen. Thanks for being a part of iBrand Daybreak. Have a good day.
I'm Samson Olede. To have a great day.